Welcome to the Desk Setup Tour. Work from home, play from home, and create from home. Let's get started. Hello everyone, my name is Vittorio, and this is going to be a video about my workflow and the introduction to my creative space. I'm currently a business student who has a really big passion for finance, tech, creative, beautiful. Most of my time of school has been in the sales and trading industry, or what you would call the capital markets type of work. And today I want to show you the setup that has been carrying me throughout high school, to university, and also to present day. Now, disclaimer, everything that I've accumulated has been over time. A lot of the things are not new, and maybe this will actually be an inspiration for you if you wanted to create something similar. It's actually easier and more affordable than you think. If any of this sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate a subscribe. It takes a lot of time and effort to create these videos, especially with school going on. So welcome to the family. Let's build this journey together, and I'm so excited that you're here along with it. We're first going to go through how I use the setup, followed by details of every component of the desk, so theoretically you can recreate it yourself. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the environment surrounding the desk. That's also very important to building your creative space. Timestamps and product links that I can find will be in the description below if you were curious at any point. A few of the different workflows that I frequently use throughout. Homework, of course, is the first one. School projects, presentations, Excel, etc. The second being video editing and design work, such as this video, frequently creating graphics, reviewing photos, video, and other items. 3 would be checking the markets, doing financial analysis, keeping up to date with what's going on in the economy. As you can see from my other videos, we've got a lot of and variety of interests here. And 4th is gaming. Although admittedly a lot less gaming now than before due to time constraints, the setup really shines when you have NVIDIA surround, stitching all 3 screens together. It's always quite a treat, always quite an experience, and if you've never done it before, well, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Let's start with the centerpiece of my setup, the 3 LG MP75 23-inch 60Hz IPS monitors. These are pretty much as bog standard as you can get, but my favorite part about them is the crystal display stands. I don't think I've seen another model with these in the recent times, probably because they're so hard to cable manage, but if you manage to get it right, you get that invisible floating display look, which is absolutely beautiful to my eyes. You can tell I do love transparency, both figuratively and literally. Now, these are seated upon the Fit Your Eyes glass monitor display stands. Typically, monitor stands are plastic or some form of black anodized aluminum, which works for certain setups, but my goodness, I think buying 6 of these was not the most economical decision, but one that was purely based on aesthetics, and these look so awesome. I basically stacked 2 of them on top of each other to get that perfect monitor height, and in terms of form and function, I think you can't really go wrong. They look phenomenal, they resonate throughout the desk, and they let light to shine through. So I love it, wouldn't go wrong with it, and would definitely buy them again. Probably the most unique part of this setup, apart from the monitors, is the laptop powering it. Here I have the Alienware 13 that I've had for I think around 5 years now. It's pretty decent with an i7-5500U dual core processor, a GTX 960M, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes of SSD, and a 3200 by 1800 3K IGZO IPS panel. And the best part, it has a lot of ports and supports the graphics amplifier. This laptop is connected to a GTX 980 housed within the Graphics Amplifier, which also connects all my monitors and peripherals. It's honestly the best investment ever and extends the useful life of the laptop so much more. This is all connected to a Western Digital 4TB gaming hard drive, so I can make these videos without destroying my laptop's capacity. Sometime soon in the future, I will be making a full review on this laptop to see if it's actually worth it in present day, so stay tuned for that. Needless to say, I like keeping to one brand. It keeps the integration really nice, both on a software and hardware perspective. Now, I chose Steelseries because their products are honestly really reasonably priced, and they look great when you have the Steelseries Prism lighting working together in unison. I'll demonstrate what I mean later in the video when we talk about lighting, but it looks quite awesome with the integrated software. The Rival 600 is a gaming mouse with a 12,000 DPI sensor, adjustable weights, and detachable cable. Really accurate, nice adjustments, easy to clean, a really fancy mouse for not a really fancy price. Now the keyboard is the Apex 150, a pretty much budget keyboard to be honest, but it works quite well. A really stiff chassis, water resistant, quiet gaming membrane switches, pretty much bulletproof. Drop all of the buzzwords in there. It's a great, reliable, no fuss, no muss keyboard. The Steelseries QCK Prism is a dual-sided gaming surface mousepad with hard and soft surfaces, which really sets the desk apart. It's got a rubber base, wide platform, and admittedly a pretty pricey product. However, once you go RGB, unfortunately or fortunately, you never go back. And lastly, the headset is what I use if I need to go on Zoom calls or do some gaming, but I don't want audio playing through the speakers. It's an Arctis 5 with the same prism illumination and an extendable microphone, which honestly comes in pretty handy nowadays with all the Zoom calls. As you can see, the entire Steelseries lineup looks incredible when it's put together. Naturally, I think it's time to move on to the desk. Holding all of the weight and the tech is a super unassuming IKEA half-corner desk sitting upon two legs and an IKEA cabinet. It's essentially as basic as you can get, but it's a fantastic, cheap solution. It has some scuff marks, but over that long time of usage, that's pretty much normal wear and tear. Most importantly, actually, we have two IKEA Signum units mounted to the bottom of the desk to hold the 3 power bars, millions of cables, etc. When you have 3 monitors, a laptop, speakers, and microphone, peripherals, etc., you can imagine it becomes a spaghetti festival if you don't manage these correctly. So that's exactly why we have IKEA Signums. God bless for those. Honestly, this might be my favorite part of the setup. The Harman Kardon Soundsticks 3 is genuinely mind-blowing every time I turn them on, and it's almost transcendental in the way that it turns digital signals into such a beautiful, not overpowering sound. Partially, I think that has to do with the fact that the subwoofer is placed on top of my desk itself, and I know people usually put this underneath the desk, but one, I think it would be pretty ugly if I had it underneath. I don't really have the space for it. 2, I think it looks incredible on the desk, and 3, it gives you the bass resonating through the desk, which has a lot more energy. It's not a very super powerful unit, so that's why having the bass there is really, really strategic. Now, I won't do it justice, but I'm going to show you a clip of the Harman Kardon Soundsticks speakers versus my laptop's built-in speakers, just to give you an idea of the difference now. As you can see, it's truly a game changer for my setup, and plus, do I mention how beautiful they look? They are literally featured in the Museum of Modern Art. You can fact check that on Google if you don't believe me, but it's still currently there. Moving on to exactly where I sit, this unfortunately is not a standing desk, so I do rely on my chair for a lot of the day. Not sure what brand it is, but honestly, if I find it, I will put it in the description. It was a very, very cheap chair. It's all plastic construction, but What I really liked about it, it looks phenomenal. It has a beautiful curve and mesh filled backing, and I also paired it with like a $2 orange pillow, which honestly is essential because the headrest feels like crap. And a perfect addition. It's on brand, it's almost essential, and overall, it's not a fancy chair. It works, and if I were to have one area to upgrade, probably it'd be the chair. Lastly, just a really quick overview of my microphone solutions. I have the blue Snowball, which sits on top of my desk for calls, and the blue Yeti, which I'm using right now for the voiceover recordings such as this. Very bog standard, nothing fancy, but again, very, very practical. Panning around the room, we've got some memorabilia that's primarily orange. Our bookshelf has a few gifts from friends, artworks that I like to do from time to time, ski equipment, my favorite Hot Wheel car, the McLaren F1, and a lot of other things around the room just to make me feel good and at home. Yeah, also stuffed animals. There's a lot of stuffed animals as well. Just happens to be a bunch of gifts from friends and family, and I happen to be someone who doesn't like to throw things away. So yeah. That's what happens. Half of my bed is pretty much taken up by these little guys. Okay, if you made it this far, you're in for a treat. Lighting is so crucial, and this is going to be so fun. You see the setup as an orange fire theme right now, but with a few clicks, I can change this entire setup's vibe. If you're feeling a little bit ice cold, bump it a little bit more blue. If you're feeling a little bit naturistic, a bit of green, and maybe a bit of evil, a bit of mysterious, no problem. Having such a neutral room means that any color flies. You can easily change the wallpaper using Display Fusion, change the colors on the Alienware using FX, and change the entire peripheral theme through the Steelseries engine. 3 steps and you've got a new setup to play with. Enjoy. Well, that brings us on to the finale of our room setup tour. I truly hope that you enjoyed seeing into a big part of my day-to-day in these weird work from home, study from home times. It's been so much fun to make, and there's going to be more content on tech, design, finance to come. And if you want to follow me along the journey, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. And take care, everyone. Have a great day, have a great month, and have a great year ahead. We'll see you very, very soon. Goodbye.